the one thing that almost every Indian dreams of owning. No, it's not a house or the latest iPhone or even a fancy vacation, but it's a car. The classic symbol of status, freedom, independence, and let's be honest, a little bit of Sharma Ji Ka Beta wala comparison. Owning a car is considered a major life milestone for many of us. I mean, that's what we all believe, right? So did I, until we checked the numbers. Do you know that only about 7% of Indian households actually own a car? Yes, that's right. Despite all those TV commercials showing happy families with their new vehicles, 93% of us aren't even driving our own cars. This gap between aspiration and reality has fueled up the explosive growth of one particular industry in India. Take a guess, it's not that hard. Yes, you're right. It's the rise of cab services. Companies like Ola, Uber and others have fundamentally transformed how we move around the city, often so seamlessly that we don't even realize how they've become a part of our daily routines. I mean, think about it. How things were just 10 to 12 years ago. If you needed a cab, you primarily had two options. Number one, call a local taxi service and book hours or even days in advance. Number two, walk to the nearest auto stand or bus stop and hope for the best. Today, it's just 3 taps away on your smartphone and a car arrives at your doorstep just in a matter of few minutes. It's such a radical change that we've almost forgotten how life was like before. To take a deeper look, let's break down some fascinating statistics. Approximately 3.8 million cab rides are taken daily across India's major cities. And in metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai and Bangalore, the average urban professional takes around 200 rides annually across all ride-sharing platforms. I mean, that's roughly 4 rides every week. And now, here's where it gets interesting. The average Indian in Tier 1 cities spends approximately 38,000 per year on ride-sharing services. That's over 3 months of rent in many cities. But where does all this money go? Drivers typically receive 65 to 75% of your fare, and the platform takes 25 to 35% of it as commission. From this, they cover payment processing, insurance, marketing, and technology costs. Their business model is simple yet brilliant. They connect riders with drivers, take a commission and scale it to millions of rides per day. They don't own the cars, don't employ the drivers directly, but indirectly control the entire ecosystem. But with cabs becoming so accessible, is the Indian dream of owning a car actually dead? Is convenience and accessibility winning over the pride of ownership? The answer lies in the numbers. And let's break it down to see the actual cost comparison between owning a car versus using cabs regularly for it. So we'll consider a mid-range sedan priced at approximately 9 lakhs for our calculation. So let's calculate the cost of car ownership for a 5-year long period. So the total 5-year cost of using ride-sharing or cabs comes around as 2,60,000 or 4,333 monthly. That's a difference of 15,400 monthly or nearly 9.26 lakhs over 5 years. So financially speaking, using cabs makes much more sense for the average urban Indian who travels less than 12,000 kilometers annually. The numbers don't lie, and you could save nearly 10 lakhs over 5 years. But here's the reality. Car ownership isn't just about money. It's about convenience, status, and freedom. For families with children, elderly members, or those who travel frequently, the convenience factor might just outweigh the financial savings. Whereas the smarter middle ground could be a car subscription with monthly fees and no long-term commitments. Number 2, self-drive rentals for occasional needs. Number 3, carpooling services that reduce individual costs. So what's the final verdict? The Indian dream of car ownership is not dead. It's just evolving. It's like any other renting versus buying a house conflict. Today's generation is more pragmatic and choosing financial freedom over status symbols. They're asking themselves, do I really need to access something I use occasionally when I can literally access it anytime? Now, for most urban Indians, the answer is increasingly clear. The numbers favor convenience over ownership. And that's not just smart, it's financially savvy. But solutions apart, what do you think? What is better, owning a car or renting it? Let us know in the comments below.